Hi guys, iExalt here and I am back with another random gold solo, this time with the Kroguard. Yeah, well, for this build I started from scratch. I'm level 19, but level is not really important here. The first thing I want to spec in is rage, obviously. This is a Krogan, right? So I want resilience, unstoppable, and this was, real dilemma to choose. I chose inspirational for the kill rages. Even if I play alone, I know this is like a team bonus power, but the second thing I want, even if this is a Kroguard, is fortify. I want mobility, power for melee damage, and explosive purge. Then I spec point into Apex training. I want either weapon or power. This is up to personal preference, really. But don't expect killing things with powers, especially charge. It is not really the best power to kill things, especially if you use it before you're detonating a combo. But I chose power for the melee bonus. Melee damage bonus. And then I spec point into Nova. Radius and armor. Logical choices. A lot of enemies on higher difficulties are armored enemies. And charge, well, I had 2 points, so I basically decreased power recharge speed for charge. So in the end, this is how it looks like. I use Fortify, you will see why in a moment. It's obvious the reason why, but this is very useful to stagger groups of enemies. And staggering enemies is again the most important thing you want when you solo a Mass Effect Andromeda match. Apex training and rage, as you can see, gives me lots of beneficial features that will be very useful, as you will see. For the build, I use shotguns, and these are not the shotguns that I usually have with me. I don't really like the shorty, to be honest. I prefer the piranha. The shorty is a real frustration sometimes. And I used the Ruzad, I believe it's pronounced, because it's a Krogan weapon, and I wanted to use a Krogan with a Krogan weapon. But, well, I did not really live up to the challenge, because the Ruzad is not really practical, but it can be useful. So this was the map I got, Sandstorm. I really like this map. It's very easy to solo this map because you can use verticality very easily. It's easy to play with verticality in order to kite the enemy around. And also this room, it protects you from observers. So I didn't know it was Kett until I heard the sound of the Wraith from afar, and I told myself, well, the Kett again. I always have the Kett, and usually I always have the same objectives, which was the case here. I had the same objectives as during my previous run with the Human Sentinel, the level 9 Human Sentinel. I had targets on wave 6 and devices on wave 3 with the Kroguard run, and with the Human Sentinel run this was the other way around, but these were actually the same objectives. And you're gonna say, well, he's lucky, he gets good objective on his runs. It's not really the case, really. When I do platinum solos, I usually have things like hack on wave 6 or uploads. Last time lost my solo with the human juggernaut against the Remnants on this map. So this was a custom match. Just because I had upload on wave 6 and, well, Blaze Hydra, Berserkers, it's too much even for human juggernaut. So, well, this was a real frustration because basically I had uploaded 2 of the 3 points areas required. It's very easy upload on Platinum, even on Platinum, because you have to move around and try to hold on the place as long as you can. But it's fast after all, faster than heck. But the last point to upload is the worst. That's why you should be using the other 2 areas if you have upload on gold or platinum to kill the enemies that will not respawn eventually. So I believe on wave 6 with the Remnants, if you kill the Blaze Hydra twice, I believe it does not respawn. At least this is what happens on wave 4, but I'm not sure about wave 6 though. But well, Blaze Hydra is not an easy enemy to kill, is it? So I know I just detonated a combo that killed my shields, but the first thing you want when you are on the map is to mind the map environment. And I'm not talking about ecology, I'm just talking about all the different hazards that that you can find on the map. So hazard by hazard, I don't really mean the same thing as meant in Mass Effect 3. I mean those little canisters that you can shoot and that will explode. Well, these can kill you, or they can weaken you and get you killed. So again, I'm trying to hold down this position in the building for the simple reason that the enemy has only 2 ways of coming in, and well, as long as I know where the Anointed is, it's fine, because the Anointed is here, comparable to Mass Effect 3 Cerberus turrets. It's the same thing, the moment you realize it's there, you're probably already dead. So I didn't really want to die, so what I do is try to know where the dangerous enemies are. And I know that on wave 2 you have at least 1 Anointed on the field, so as long as you know where it is. Even if I boosted my melee, as you can see, it's not always enough to kill the enemies. But because I use stagger, I stagger the enemy with my armor, power armor. Because I stagger them, I have more time to kill them with my melee. As I just did with this Anointed, for example. So this is what I do. I use my power after I detonated my armor. Why? This might sound so illogical to you right now. Like, is basically jumping right in the middle of enemies, and then his detonating his armor, basically taking down his own defenses, and he's detonating canisters. What is he doing? Well, I don't really care, because rage is on, and rage is the best thing you have to regenerate your health. don't count on your weapons too much. Don't rely on your weapons. Because the Krogan Vanguard can be taken down very easily by it. So you are constantly trying to survive. And when you detonate your armor, of course, you lower damage resistance, but you are also giving yourself some, time to breathe. And some time to breathe is sometimes very useful. So yeah, at this moment I knew I was going to die. It was obvious. 2 anointed, 1 ascendant, the destined are here too, and I have to take this target. Yeah, I don't know what I have with target objective. It's, I don't know, I always panic with the behemoth coming in. On platinum it's even worse. And those damn wraith. If you shoot at the weak points, the wraith will be staggered for a little while, and it will, jump back. This is the way you tame them. I was really thinking I was going to leave here. That's why I used Nova, because Nova triggers an animation that basically saves me. But I had to use a consumable when I missed my charge. I really wanted to charge Destined, but instead the Wraith appeared and I charged it. And it's basically, these little inconvenient happenings, occurrences can really surprise you, and eventually it can, be a problem for you. Oh, this damn Rusa. It's not as good as it should be, I think. So here I am using the shorty. I don't really like this weapon. You see why? The moment I'm always going to destroy this, this orb, the orb, the SNS orb. Well, my clip was empty, and this is really frustrating, isn't it? I don't have the same problem with the Piranha, and I don't really know why, but I don't know, this gun seems it seems better. Well, what happened here was that I was trying to escape, and I didn't notice that there was a Destined blocking the way, so I could not escape, and basically the Ascendant managed to force me to use another consumable. So if you look at my consumables right now, on wave 3, this is not necessarily the best, the thing I wanted. One consumable for my shields, and only four revives. Only 4 revives. Well, revives it's okay, but for my shields it's sort of worrying. So there are the anointed, all of them. They're all here. So I know that the other red dots at the top of my screen are not anointed, except if I killed one earlier. By the way, I was wrong. I was saying that I had devices on wave 3. No, I had devices on wave 6 again. So it's exactly the same run as the one I had with my human sentinel, except it's not the same map. So again, the 4th wave consists of a Fiend, a couple of Anointed. I'm not sure whether it's 2 or 3, but I believe it's 2. And I think you have 3 Destined, but again, I'm not sure about it. No, so much smoke, it's very hard to tell. And again, the strategy is the same, you know, using verticality, kiting the enemy around, taking the enemy down little by little, focusing fire on big enemies or most dangerous enemies like this thing coming in, detonating the canister in order to, well, damage the fiends, obviously. And I was lucky, this was a cryo canister. I didn't know that when I shot at it. So it slowed down the fiend. And this area where I'm staying right now, this looks like the perfect area to stand in, but with the Kett this is physically impossible because you have, you know, ascendants teleporting directly here. But this, you can stay here for a little while for the sake of kiting the enemy around again. If you stay there, then the enemy, some enemies are going to take some time getting at you, and they will all be eventually, by the time you take some time, you wait here, I don't know, you have a coffee or have a knick-knack, you want, have whatever you want. Just wait for a little while, and this will bring all the enemies on the roof of that building over there, which leaves the other portion of the map completely free for you. And this is why I like this map so much. And don't be surprised if you see Platinum solo in this map, because this is the, well, most Platinum friendly map I know, really. The only, well, the worst thing that can happen to you on this map is where I just killed the Anointed, the LZ. If you get a hack or upload over there, it's going to be a mess. It's the worst LZ in the game now. Probably not the worst, because there's the Icebreaker too. All the LZs basically in Mass Effect Andromeda are messy, to be honest. But I don't know, if you have hack or upload here, it's fine, really. It's really fine, it's not really difficult. But if you have hack or upload on the LZ, it's going to be a mess. So again, this strategy of kiting the enemy around took me some time, you know, and it's not really, you know, a Vanguard gameplay, like charging, using Nova. Don't do that, by the way. It's something that only the noobs do, really. Nova and, well, charge and Nova. This is now not, I believe, how the Kroguard is supposed to be played, especially if you have a power armor, because this armor will, you know, hamper your progress. And like, the Kroguard is not like the human Vanguard, insofar as the Krogan uses this fortification instead of shockwave, which, you know, is good. And fortification, you are slower with it, and I believe power recharge speed is also decreased a little, and charge is heavily relying on power recharge speed. I mean, if charge had like 12-second recharge speed, it would be way too much. Usually the recharge speed time for a charge is around, it's between 2 and 4 seconds. Well, 4 is already a lot, you know. And this is why I detonate my armor first, because I don't want my power recharge speed to be affected too much. And that's also why I use structural economics gear on my human juggernaut, to be sure to be able to spam the powers. And if I do the contrary, like I just did, you know, charging and, you know, detonating the power armor later, is it's only on moments when I know that I'm not going to use charge right after it. If I'm like, you know, charging in a group of enemies, first of all, I won't do that. I will jump and, I don't know, detonate my armor first and then charge. But just say, let's just say I'm you know, charging in a group of enemies with my, you know, power armor on, and then I detonate my armor. The only power I have left is Nova. Nova is great because the animations gives you some invulnerability for a little while. Not against everything. For example, addies can just, you know, they can grab you if they want during the animation, the Nova animation. But basically, Nova is very useful, for example, when the Ascendant is shooting with his orb. Or should I say her orb? I don't know, really. When the Ascendant is shooting with the orb, you use Nova at the moment when the shock wave of the orb is supposed to hit you, and this will protect you. The animation will protect you against the effects of the orb attack, the Ascendant's orb attack. This is a nice thing to know, you know. You know, see, melee is very frustrating. You can't one-shot the enemy. It's really frustrating. With this guy, I use shields instead of melee because I wanted to play safety instead of, you know, being way too heroic. But in fact, well, I should have used something else. Juggernaut shields is good. It's good gear, really, because it's, you know, double bonus, melee and shields. But as we know, this was nerfed, and Juggernaut shields was nerfed, and well, it was nerfed. It really BioWare, the people working on, you know, Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer at BioWare. When they were streaming on video on Twitch one day, they explained it. They said, well, we had to nerf Juggernaut shields because all the other characters had just bad melee. So this is basically the other thing. This is how you can sum it up. The Juggernaut shield was, well, too powerful. This is true. But the melee of other character, I can remember that. It was terrible at the beginning. You were trying to melee the other one. Well, the only good point there was with melee at the beginning is that the enemies could not prevent you from meleeing them. So basically they could not do anything. They just, you know, stood there and you could, you know, headbutt them as much as you want. It was really funny. Now it's a bit different, you know. It's one of the first things they patched. Yeah, I know, I used a Cobra RPG against 2 Wraiths, but the Wraith can prevent me from doing my objectives right, and I did not want that. This happened because the third device was too close to the second device, so by the moment I deactivated the second device and was heading towards the third device, then the enemies had some time to get at me, you know, to join me, even if it's not really the verb that I wanted to use. Join is, well, a bit too positive here. Join me to, you know, kill me. And this might happen, you know, yeah, well, the Fiend dropping right in front of me, it was so funny too, but I had so many Cobras left, you know, why not use them, really? Again, using melee, Nova, but way too late, unfortunately. And yeah, well, when going away from the aggro, the way I just did, you want to have fortification on in order to lower damage resistance. Also, the Ascendant is useful for one thing. It's like a medipack, because if you shoot at the orb with a siphon weapon, this will restore your health even more, because it's a weak point. So think of the Ascendant as a flying medipack of sorts, you know. You have to be cautious with it, but, you know, because it can kill you, it can kill you. Well, it cannot kill you anymore. Especially on solos, because there's not another asshole player trying to kill the orb while the Ascendant is killing you. If you do that, by the way, you just, you know, kill the guy. If the Ascendant, if the Ascendant picks you, you can be saved like 100% of the time. But if the Ascendant picks you, kills you, and someone shoots the orb and kills the orb while the Ascendant is doing his killing you animation, then you will not be able to revive during the wave. So you see here, I don't detonate my power armor right away in order to have some, you know, bonus on the damage I deal with my melee. And then I detonate my armor. Why did I do that? Because I was hoping I could stagger the Ascendants a little bit more in order to take him down or take her down as quick as I could. I used my last Cobra because I could. This is not, you know, necessary to do that. As long as you kite the enemy around, the extraction should be fine, but don't hang out on the LZ too much. It's very dangerous, especially with two Ascendants. The Ascendants, sorry, if you have to deal with two of them at the same time, the Ascendants can kill you very easily because of the orb attack, and you won't even realize it. Hello, Fiend, are you trying to surprise me? Here you see on the other building, there I used Nova to protect myself from the orb attack animation. Oh my god, the Fiend just respawned on the LZ. How am I doing this? Yeah, well, I know this is sort of dangerous, but as you can see, Krogan has some, you know, has great survivability. Yeah, this death again was useless. You will notice along my run that usually I die a lot on extraction. I don't know why, because it's basically like, oh, I have to use all my medi-gel, so why not use them? Anyway, so this was another way you can start a gold run. Again, the Krogan Vanguard is very useful, even if you have hack or upload objectives, because it has an easy way of dealing with crowd control. It can deal area damage, and you can use a powerful weapon. So thank you for joining in, and see you